Hey, what's going on, everyone? Supreme Kami here. For today's video, I want to be talking about this ultra exclusive exchange ticket over here. You can get up to 10, and then of all these 10 tickets, like which one is the best to pick up from a variety of selection over here on your exchange special. So you have a list from like Gundam Double Sky all the way down to the High New Gundam version Ka over here. So what is the best selection out of this over here? Like you only have 10 tickets, and then presumably a lot of people would like to either get dupes. If you guys have been watching my video and then have kept up with like a lot of summonings, and then you guys should be aware of like, alright, which one is like a better parts. And then I would say they're not really on this list of as of now. For like shop build, I would say for nearer shop build units, they're yet to be in the exchange tickets, so that is something you don't have to really look for. But I would say for like the majority of players that just want to spend just a light spender and grab the ticket, and they're like, alright, which one can I get, which kind of powerful part I can just get and alternate right off the bat. Well, for the limited time ones, a lot of them are locked behind the limited time alternation. So like you are looking at Double Sky, Crossbone, X1 Full Cloth, EXS, G-Self, like all of these are limited time ones. So what are we gonna do? Like what parts are we gonna pick? So we will actually be taking a look at parts that are under the permanent tab. We do take a look at the alternation page over here. Underneath the alternation page, we'll probably spend the majority of time just talking about these over here, because these you can just alternate them anytime you like. For example, like the unicorn over here, the banshee, these are all, it will only require you 5 of these alternation tool over here, which is a little bit expensive, I'll say. I would really wish they would cut the cost to like 3, just so that people can have a lot more of those alternation tools. But let's go back over here. I'll try to give some suggestion for both melee and shot, obviously. So if we are taking a look for like melee stuff to begin with, we will actually look for last week's alternation, which is the V2 Gundam over here. So the head over here, I'm not gonna go to the alternation page because this is just a brief just to talk about, alright, this part is good, and here's why. The melee head currently of the V2 is currently number 2 of the melee category head, so pretty good. You do have high mobility, so you can easily subslot that into like a 1 to 100 big scale to get up to 30% parameter. So that is easily done. I'm pretty sure there are something that's like some melee 1 to 100 scale big alternation that has high mobility, and then you can obviously exchange that for the portrait as well. So that is one suggestion over here. And then if you guys are someone that are looking to build a really powerful melee unit, obviously you want to be running some mobile fighter. Mobile fighter is next to protect. That is one of the better trade you have, because we can just take a look at a single part over here, not this one. Mobile fighter raises melee attack 10% and raises melee defense while active. So that is a really powerful portrait over here, because everything over here gears towards supporting the melee stat. The defense is, if you pair that up with like a change gear, 30% of that melee defense will go towards the melee stat. So that is a really powerful buff over there. Yeah, power 5%. It might not seem a lot, but like if you are looking at defense, like if you are looking defense of like 30,000, and then you add 5% on top of that, you are looking at a few thousand K of a defense. So that is still pretty significant, I would say. The guy Gundam head is another top suggestion as well. Pretty high up on the list, like you say in the top 20-ish, I would say. Mobile fighter and protag, and then with protag you can obviously subslot that for like a big 1 to 100 scale alternated head. I'm pretty sure there is one, if I'm not mistaken, or you can simply subslot that to any other like good kind of like good Sokai parts that have protag, so you can get up to just a 10.5% that parameter up, which is still which is still pretty good. Because you don't want to just have an EX skill hanging there, and you want some kind of portrait as like your main builds. Skin should be, so this one you can just put on your skin if you want the EX skill. But and we do take a look at some arms. I think arms, I would say Burning Gundam is another one of those good choices as well. If you guys have Shining Gundam, obviously you want to be running the build project Shining Gundam, but other than that, this one over here is a good choice as well. I wouldn't really recommend any like the permanent melee weapon. I think a lot of them should be safe for like the really like the limited time alternation one. Namely, I would say if you want a good melee pair of weapon, I would say the Kamaris Vidar store over here is pretty good. Because obviously we don't have the alternated version of it, but I'll probably include an image because I personally own it, so I will have it display somewhere on the screen. So so this one has some good defense and then a pretty high melee attack over here. So after that change here, it takes into effect, you are looking at a pretty good attack over there. Good word check as well, high firepower in close combat. And then portrait, for the portrait, the first one is a little bit more limited. High firepower, you get an EX skill power boost by 30%. And then the second portrait is geared towards like an outrider job, so that is really limited set over here. So even me personally, I'm having a hard time running like high firepower and then outrider job pilot, so that is you know, it's a little bit more limited, I would say. You can, another good option, you can probably look at the double sky over here. Pretty good, same condition over here, but this one's just a little bit lower instead, I would say. So pretty good portrait over here. The first one is just an immediate cooldown up to 10 seconds, and then the second portrait is just a general EX skill buff, EX skill power up, which is pretty good. Yeah, so I think that will be it. Like I said, you want to focus on something you can alternate like right out of the bat. So that's why I would say permanent. But just for the melee weapon, I went a little bit upward to like the limited side. Alright, if you are looking for something to build for like a shot, obviously you want a piece of good head to begin with. So let's take a look at a good piece of head that you can be running for your shot build. So we will actually be looking at the very first Hainu Gundam version car over here. So after alternation, the head is a pretty good piece of head over here. First portrait is already pretty good when attacking with beam, so this is, you want to be using beam weaponry. Even like your EX skill should be just a beam one, not the physical one, so you can take advantage of this 30% up. For space is something you can work that out. I mean, you can probably run for space as a word tag, I would say. Is you do get a 33% to all parameters, so all these parameter, which I think is not too bad of a choice. Ace exclusive, which is pretty good. So this one I would say is a pretty good suggestion over here. And then for the arm, if you want something from the arm, I will again suggest this over here. This one is a pretty good combo. So for my personal build, I am running this Hainu Gundam version called arm over here. And then what else would I pair this up with? What else? Because you have an EX skill over here, and then what will you sub slot this guy into? We can actually take a look over here. So I used the Hainu Gundam version called arm, and then I sub slot that into the Legends arm over here. Why would I do that? Because if I can find it, what is Hainu Gundam? Not Hainu, Legends arm over here. So Legends arm is unfortunately a integrated shield over here, but why would I run this? Because of these over here, you have a pretty good. Firstly, we can see that they both have the same portrait, so I will be benefiting from like a 20.5% stat, like parameter stat up. And then with my integrated shield, I have a better defenses, so that will enable me to get a better change gear, like like a stat afterwards. So that's why I paired these two up. So if you have a so for these integrated arm shield over here, if you can find a same pair of Vortex arm to pair that up into, you can look at a pretty sneaky stat up. So that is one really good suggestion, I would say. And then what else do you would want to pick if you are running like a shot build? The Zeta Gundam. What else can you ask for? The Zeta Gundam is, I think, all time one of the better parts you can run on for like what is it? Like a shot build, because not a lot of backpack have portrait, so this one is one of the special one. When attacking with beam, a shooting power boosted by 30%. The second portrait also have the same condition. I think, if I recall, is I think melee down 10%, I believe, and then you get another shooting power up by 35%. So this is a really powerful EX skill over here. So, so these are some few suggestions I would say. And then as for the weaponry, let me see if I can pull up something over here. Alright, so in terms of the range weapon, I went out. Okay, so let's do this over here. If you want something really high in stat, you can look at this over here. You can be looking at this New Gundam version Ka. New Gundam version Ka, new Hyper Bazooka over here. I think this one is a pretty good choice as well. A pretty good stat overall. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. It's just the stat is a little bit lower pre-alternation. So you do have 4 space. So if you have those 3 part already, you can pair this up. You can build a pretty good set over here. How about this one? Is this one good as well? Yeah, this one, just the portrait is really bad. So for this one, I don't know if you can really find a pretty like a good sub slot for this, just because you have 4 space and that kind of limits it in a way. But if you are not someone that's in a hurry and just want a port to like get for now, I will suggest the Legends. Like personally, I run the Legends beam rifle as of right now before getting the double Z beam rifle. So pretty good stat over here, a pretty high shot attack over here, and then you have a pretty high shot defense over here. So after the change gear, you are looking at pretty good numbers over here. It's unfortunate you have a enemy EXQ power reduction over here, but what I do, I use the Legends beam rifle and then I pair that up with the, where is it, Destiny. This is the Hide and Western Fluke over here. So if you do take a look, you have Commander and Ace exclusive, same with the Legends beam rifle. So this one will be a better portrait over here with attacking with beam shooting power boosted by 30%. And this second portrait is an initial cooldown boosted by up to 20%. That's why this one is a pretty good sub slot. Even though I'm not going to be benefiting from that 30.5%, but I think this one overall is a pretty good investment in my in this case, because you do have a pretty high shot attack over here. So even after doing the sub slot, I still get a pretty high output at the end of the day. So I think this will be it. You only have 10 taken, so there are not really too many ports you can like really get. Like the permanent alternation is probably something to really focus on first, because those are something you can alternate immediately. As for like the limited time ones, I think if you do pull the part eventually, then maybe you can roll one time on the revival banner just to get the alternation tool. But other than that, these are just my top suggestion, and then if you have any other better suggestion, do let me know, and then I will catch you guys on the next one.